Ladies and gentlemen, this brother spent 21 years behind bars for a crime he never committed. In fact, nobody ever committed the crime that he was accused of. It's so American, is as American as apple pie. Wrongful conviction. So let's get into it. So this is an Ohio man that won $1.3 million settlement after 21 years in prison for a crime not even committed by anyone. This is Ralph Blaine Smith, and $1.3 million for 21 years of your life gone forever. That is not enough, and they know that's not enough. An Ohio man who was wrongfully imprisoned for 21 years won $1.3 million settlement from the state last week for a crime he not only didn't commit, but which evidence suggests might not have happened at all. So they just made up a crime on him and threw him behind bars. And see, this is the stuff we complain about. Y'all want us to look at crime in America like almost like y'all don't make mistakes when it comes down to who's committing a crime and the right people going to jail. Y'all make so many errors on this thing, and a lot of this is deliberate mistakes that how can anybody take your criminal justice system seriously? It's more criminal than justice that you get from it. And that's the truth. So, Ralph Blaine Smith, 49, was the first in prison. So, listen, he was imprisoned at the age of 24. Yeah, 24. And they said he committed an armed home invasion in 2000. And it wasn't even him. In fact, they're saying that this home invasion more than likely never happened. All right. So, how did this get out there? You got to understand a lot of these police officers make up things and pick people up. That's why so many are behind bars. And if they got to make up a lie, they're going to target us. That's what they do. Smith's attorney, Joseph Landusky, told the outlet that his client, first defense attorney more than 2 decades ago, was not provided sufficient evidence that could have gotten him out of the whole thing. And see, that's another thing we always hear. These prosecutors are withholding evidence that they know could clear the person that they got jailed. And they'll just hide the evidence instead of saying, we don't have the right person, we can let them go. But that's how rotten many of these prosecutors are around this country. They're on the same level as the cops. So he was sentenced to 67 years in prison for a crime that was not even committed by anyone. Landusky said of Smith, when first responders showed up, there was no fingerprints, no footprints. It was snow on the ground where they claimed this home invasion took place, and they said there were no footprints in the snow. Either these people are just evil or they're not even smart enough to make up a crime that makes sense. So it was a lot of snow on the ground. They claim a home invasion happened, and there were no footprints in the snow around this home that this alleged home invasion took place. Wow. No, you're definitely evil. So, and they said there was a dog barking right next door, and the dog even had footprints in the snow. Okay, there was a dog on in the house, he was in the yard on the right side of this property, And when you looked in the yard, the dog even had footprints all over the snow. So, ladies and gentlemen, they just ran out there and picked up a random man, and it happened to be Ralph Blaine Smith. So they said it wasn't even any car tire tracks around the house. So it was just virgin snow. Nobody stepped on it, no car drove through it. It wasn't even tire marks in the snow. Nothing. Wow. So, according to the original handwritten incident report, claimed by the police, an investigating officer wrote, upon arrival, he secured the outer perimeter, noting that a lack of fresh footprints in the snow before making tactical entry. The house was gone through too selectively for my taste, the officer also wrote in the report at the time. Smith eventually won his freedom after a prosecutor had inquired to a judge to dismiss the case after 21 years. 21 years. That is just outrageous. Smith was moved to tears as he was released finally on July 4th of 2021. He just got his settlement now. So they made him wait almost another, what, about 18 months before even getting his settlement. Wow. He just do you rotten up in here and don't care. Don't care. Smith told the outlet that he spent too much of his time in prison studying law in an effort to prove his innocence. I fought hard studying case law, reading law books, just being there for hours and hours, he said. That was my time. It was like I just got to go to the law library every day. That's what I did for years. I bet you he's smarter than most of these lawyers out here just doing that. How can you replace 21 years in prison? You absolutely can't. This is what his attorney said. You can't. If I offered you $50 or $50 million to go to prison now and get out in 21 years, nah. Mm-mm. That money can never replace the time you missed with your family, the time you missed watching your kids grow up, the time you missed even missing funerals of your parents and grandparents. There is no amount that can make up for that. So, he is saying he's grateful that he is out and able to live his life. Smith said that what he learned, small things don't matter to me. I don't get to me because he said it don't get to me because I'm happy and I'm out here to be able to experience it. That's a shame. And this happens way too much. These are not mistakes, y'all. These are not mistakes when you see this happening so often. These are deliberate acts and picking people up, putting them in prison and making them do this corporation work behind bars. It's literally slavery, slave snatching off the streets to put people behind bars to do the prison work. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Wow. Peace, family.